It's all falling apart, my friends. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. We got so many things as usual to get into in this video. We have a interview on Piers Morgan we're going to get into. Absolutely hilarious. You're not going to want to miss this. We'll get into that first, actually. We're going to get into a ton of different stories. We have one about what's going on with our economy. We're going to get into also this big story that was on Megyn Kelly about Matt, of course, Gaetz, and now the new allegations that are going to be coming out tomorrow. So you're going to hear about it early, a day early here. And, of course, a lot of other things, like the fact that we might be having World WAR very soon here. Oh, that sounds really pleasant. We'll get into that as well. And a ton of other stuff. Let's just get going. Now, we're going to start with some of the light-hearted stuff here. This is pretty hilarious. Check this out. And this has to do with, just let me preface this a little bit. This is Alan Lichtman, the guy that allegedly could predict every election correctly, and he got this one completely wrong. You have Cenk here, Pierce, and of course, Cenk is like trying to talk some common sense into Alan here. Check this out.
I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right. He was wrong. I said he'd lose his keys.
No, you were
couldn't
not
find
right,
them
and
before
I
the
was
election.
not wrong, and that's a cheap shot, and I won't stand for it.
Well,
And of course, he has these keys that he uses to predict who will win. And we're just getting started. Check out this clip here. I got 3 to play. Absolutely stellar.
Act me personally.
You're so deluded.
Oh, right. I've only been a professor for 51 years.
On this program, I've never been able to finish a thought.
How many books have you published? No, because you're personally attacking me again. Say whatever you want, but I'm not going to stand for
brother,
personal
you got it wrong.
It's so hilarious. This Alan Lichtman is a professor, and he's like, I'm peer-reviewed. I wrote books. I'm so smart. Listen to me. I know everything. And actually, it gets even worse in the next clip. Check this clip out. So hilarious.
We're just Alan, right now. Hey, Alan, you deserve a tall glass of shut-up juice, so can you just shut up for a second and let someone who knows what they're doing...
You're so right, Pierce. Okay? You're so right. We're so unified right now.
You want, I will not sit here and stand for personal attacks, for blasphemy against me. You don't need to do that. You don't boost
blasphemy against you? Who the hell are you? Are you Jesus Christ, you loser?
So what the heck? The dude is like, he thinks he like knows everything. I'm the source of all knowledge. Listen to me. I know the exact result of this election, and he gets it completely wrong. And even his main competitor, Nate Silverman, called him out and said, you don't even know how to use your own keys. And he can't handle it. It's just mine's going to blow up or something. I don't know. At any rate, so there's that. I thought it was pretty funny, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. We also have, of course, lots of other meltdowns and insanity to get into, of course. Some of it funny, some not so much. We have, of course, this one as well. Apparently, the NFL is getting sick of the Trump dance and wants to potentially ban it after almost all the players started doing it. Apparently, everyone, when they make a touchdown or something goes right, they start doing the dance. I've seen even people in China and other countries now doing it. It's like a worldwide phenomenon now that people just do this little dance after they do a touchdown or they win a UFC fight. I saw it at a UFC event. I think it was John Jones that did it. And it's just hilarious to watch this. Of course, I think this is just a joke here, but it says, Elon, if they do anything of the sort, we will dismantle them in January as well. I don't think he has any power over the NFL, of course. It's just a joke. But it is kind of funny watching how they are actually considering trying to ban it. You remember everyone kneeling in the NFL? Of course, we got to do that. It's so important. And now that people are just doing this dance, having a little bit of fun, they want to step in on that, eh? They want to step in and stop it all. That's another thing going on, of course. Getting over to what's going on with the jobs. Apparently things aren't going too well. Not really surprising. And this was one of the reasons why that Alan Lichtman got his thing wrong. Two of his keys, number 5 and 6, are about the economy. Short-term, long-term, where's the economy at? Is it good or bad? And he got that completely wrong because he just believes everything he reads on his phone. Oh, soft landing, no recession, inflation's low, jobs are great. All you have to do is just look at the actual data. He doesn't do it. He just reads his little outlets, whatever one he reads, and it tells me everything's great. I don't need to actually look at the data. You look at the data and it's super obvious. It's not good. Everything's bad when it comes to the economy currently. I mean, goodness gracious, we have a second airline going out of business now. A second airline. I don't think this is normal. I don't know about you. We had Spirit Airlines go out of business. Now we got a second one the next day going out of business. Another low-cost airline filing for bankruptcy. Maybe something's wrong with the economy. Applebee's, TGI Friday, Ruby Tuesdays is gone. Applebee's bankrupt. TGI Friday's bankrupt. 2 airlines bankrupt. McDonald's French fry company shuts their doors. GM's wheel supplier shuts their doors. Pepsi closes locations. Volkswagen closes. No, I guess none of this matters. It's just like everything's great. Just ignore all this. This is why he got his prediction completely wrong. And what's really ironic about all of it is my best friend from high school. He actually predicted the exact results from the election, which was absolutely hilarious. He got it perfect. And I'm talking about the map for the presidency. Let me show you that. Oh, they don't even put it on the front page anymore. Oh, no, here it is. Okay, so if you go over here, my friend actually predicted this 12 days before it happened. He predicted it 3/12 to 2026. He got it perfectly right. He had every state right. This is my best friend from high school. He has a channel here on YouTube called Dr. Thunder. All he used was the Polymarket data and some other stuff, and he figured out exactly what it was going to be as a result 12 days before it occurred. Kind of amazing how he got it perfect like that, but at any rate. So we're going to get into a ton of stuff. We're just barely getting started. We're going to get into the whole Matt, of course, Gates thing, the new scandal that they're going to bring up tomorrow. We're going to get into what Vivek said here, and a ton of, actually a lot more. First, I'm going to mention food supply, 25-year shelf life. Link is in the description. We have 3 weeks worth for $6.97. You're going to definitely want to get this. And, oh yeah, we're going to get into the world WAR that allegedly has already started, according to some people. And this guy apparently is a former intelligence, of course, officer, might know something. He says we're literally at WAR with them now. Oh, I guess maybe, oh no, I should just believe what CNN says, because they're always right. Ooh. I mean, give me a break, dude. So, like I said, you might want to get this just in case. Link is in the description. Of course, this book here, The Lost Ways, How Your Great-Great-Grandfather Lived Without Electricity, How to Build a Cellar, Do Things Around the House Like They Did in the Good Old Days, hundreds of pages illustrated. You definitely want the print version of that. You're not going to be able to get it in Walmart after the power goes out. You're going to be like, oh my goodness, I don't have it. What am I going to do now? Just get the book, printed version, $37 plus shipping. Link is in the description. Of course, all the other stuff's below. Link below. My website, your videos. Go check it out as well. Everything's down below in the description. Let's get back to the video. So, of course, we have here Vivek here talking about what they're going to be doing when they get in there, how efficient they're going to make the GOV. Check this out.
And our federal government is broken. It's no secret that it is a fourth branch of government, the administrative state that makes most of the rules, that creates a federal bureaucracy that's hampering our...
He's talking about essentially those that make all these regulations, bureaucracy, all of these different agencies that are not elected, that are making all these rules that hamper our ability to make new power plants, for example, because we have all these well-aged expiring power plants that we can barely keep our infrastructure going, and it makes it very difficult with all this red tape to get anything done or drill for oil or et cetera, et cetera. A lot of this has to do with environmentalism and all that kind of stuff, but there's a lot of different lots of red tape in the way. If they sort of clean house and get rid of those that are essentially in the way of trying to get things done, we might actually have some sort of improvement. And also at the same time save money, getting rid of some of these jobs that are pretty much not relevant.
Our economy. So what do we want to do? We want to go in and slash and burn that bureaucracy to help Americans, stimulate the economy, and to restore self-governance again, Sean. The people we elect.
And of course, this doesn't mean we're going to be like cutting corners or something like that. What we're talking about is those that are just simply trying to stop things from happening. If you have all these expiring power plants, for example, what are you going to do when one of them fails? Oh, we have all this red tape in the way and we can't create a new one. Oh, I guess we're not going to have any electricity. I mean, it's really ridiculous, actually. And these things have scrubbers. My brother used to install them on power plants. They have scrubbers. You wouldn't believe how clean the air is that come out of these. They have, back in even the 90s, they had the most ridiculous standards. Very, very, very low emissions. And every single year they would lower it more. We probably have it pretty much almost perfectly clean at this point coming out of these power plants. There's like literally no pollution. You go over to China and you got smog still in their cities. It's ridiculous. Why don't we send all these environmentalists over to China so they can clean up their problem? Because clearly we've already done it over here. And of course they won't admit it, but it is indeed the case. Getting over to this whole Matt, Gates thing, apparently they're going to come out with this tomorrow. They're saying that all these women, of course, paid him. Actually, they're claiming like 5 or 10 or whatever. But they only have proof of one. So I always find it interesting when this occurs, of course. I've seen this in other cases. I've seen this with even ministers where they say, 40 women said, of course, all completely anonymous, said this and that happened, but we only have one actual case with real evidence. You know what I mean? That's how they do it. It could actually just be literally one woman or two, and they claim 40. That's how they do this, to make it look way worse than it really is. I think they're claiming like 5 or 10 women, but they only have evidence of one or something. Him paying her by PayPal or something like this. I'm going to play the clip in a second here. And claiming that he was doing it for SEX. Let's just play the clip, and this is supposed to come out tomorrow.
Throughout the summer of 2017, all the way to the beginning of 2019.
And how did he pay them?
Those were primarily through Venmo and PayPal payments. There was one payment through Representative Gates' adopted son through his PayPal.
I mean, this one kind of threw me off. He claims that he had one payment through his adopted son. I mean, honestly, if he really was doing this, let's just imagine this guy was really doing this. He was really paying, of course, women to come and, be with him, if you know what I mean, SEX. Would you say, hey, son, can I use your Venmo or your PayPal? Yeah, I'm going to just pay for some, woman to come and be with me for a little while. I mean, would he even do that? He wouldn't say that to him. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. He would want it to be very, underneath where no one could see it. It would be sort of secret or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he's just like, hey, son, can I use your phone here? And, it just sounds ridiculous the way he said it. Let's play more.
PayPal.
Nestor,
That's right.
The adopted son. Payments would come there, too.
There was only one payment that it was testified to.
Yeah, and of course, that was what I was saying, testified to, one payment. This is, of course, kind of interesting. This is supposed to come out tomorrow. Of course, they're going to try to stop every single one of these, appointments. That guy particularly, they don't like. And they probably had that information on him for a long time, just waiting for him to do something. As soon as he gets appointed for something, got it right here. You know what I mean? Then we have this here. We have, of course, the Vladmeister issues new NUKE doctrine in warning to the West over Ukraine here. And what's interesting about this is our media's not really covering it too much. Like, well, nothing happened. It's just normal. Yeah, he changed something pretty big. He's allowing... Okay, let me just show you. Does it show it in this? I think it does. Yeah, it does. So here we have an intelligence, of course, officer named Ritter saying that we are a direct party now to the invasion. So that means we are now at, of course, war. This is what he is claiming. And it's because Joe here, the one who just literally walked off into a rainforest. Let me show you that really quick. So this guy right here just said we're going to go deep into Ruslan territory, RUSSIA. We're going to be able to, of course, strike deep within. And this is the guy who said we're going to do that now. The guy that walks off into the forest. Literally, just doesn't even know where he's at. He's in the middle of the rainforest, and he just walks off into the rainforest. Pretty cool. Bye, Joe. See you later. All right, maybe you should be going to the retirement home instead of the rainforest. I don't know, but of course you have here even Newsweek covering this video of Joe wandering into Amazon rainforest. Goes viral. Literally the same day that he declares that we're going to go deep into Vladmeister's territory. I mean, come on. Is this guy really calling the shots? I'm really kind of curious. Of course, also on top of that, the Germans, I think it was even, was it Sweden? There's like a few different countries in Europe already saying, let's get ready, WAR. Oh, gee, I wonder why. Oh, is it because there's a new guy going to be coming in and leading, of course, a country? And you just want to get this going before he gets in? Oh, I don't know. So they have this going now. And this could lead to something pretty big. You remember, they're friends, of course, with the Cubans. And guess who's super happy about this? Alex here. This is great news. Oh my goodness, the guy that just wanders off into random places like the Amazon rainforest just declared that we were going to do this. It's great news. Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh my goodness, these people are ridiculous. Yeah, so of course, that's what's going on right now. And 47's already come out, this guy right here, and said that he doesn't like what's going on and he wants to stop it. We even have his son as well. Right here. Oh my goodness, I can't get on the screen the way I wanted to. There we go. Claims the Joe's administration here are trying to start World WAR ahead of his father's, of course, presidency. And yeah, so of course. And what also is really interesting, getting onto another topic, I mean that right there, you're just like, what? I just hope, I'm praying this doesn't happen. We don't end up in some massive conflict before he gets in, right? So then we have this here. Of course, they're now asking, how is he going to deport, of course, all these people? And apparently he's going to be using assets, of course, of our military to reverse what Joe has done over the last 4 years. And I think I can play a little. I don't know if I want to play this. We have this interview talking about this. He goes in and says that the first people that he's going to first go after are going to be criminals and those that are the worst elements of course, the not-so-legals, and deport them first. After that, then they'll be doing the other, going into the other groups that are not so bad compared to those guys. And apparently that's what he's going to do on day one. He's going to be using assets, of course, from the military to do a lot of this. And so that's how that's going to go from what we can tell so far. Getting on to another topic. This is really interesting. And actually, maybe I'll talk about this in my other video on my other channel. But I'm going to get into, there was a mole apparently discovered in his cabinet, or actually not his cabinet, but in his entourage. And apparently Elon figured it out. I'm going to get into that over my other channel. I got a number of other stories. I got one about Whoopi Goldberg I'm going to get into on my other channel. I'm going to get into also Twitch Apocalypse. I'm going to get into this ridiculous Jaguar commercial everybody's talking about, and actually a ton of other stuff on my other video. I kind of want to know what some of you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.